Joining me now is comedian and host of Primetime with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex, we've often remarked about Donald Trump being the funniest president. We saw some of his work earlier with his diagnosis of Greta Thunberg. His comedic timing is impeccable and it appears to have rubbed off on the VP. Here is JD Vance with comedian Theo Von talking about the big, beautiful bill and the Bengals.
You think Trey Hendrickson will get signed?
That's the $1 million question, or I guess the $50 million question.
Are y'all going to subsidize that? Is that part of the big?
That's actually unknown. That's a big part of the big beautiful bill. Is $30 million to the Bengals to help with salary cap space. I mean, look. So Hendrickson is
worth it, dude.
Dude, he's a generational talent.
Alex is a rare politician, Vance. Just on Theo Von, he revealed in that interview with the VP that he's got Tim Walz coming on the program. Tampon Tim is going to be on his show. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, Tampon Tim, the football coach that knows nothing about football, that is going to be very entertaining. But I just want to say something, Rita, to your audience in Sky News. You know, I have been accused of being anti-LGBTQ in the past, and I want to say that that is absolutely impossible because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and being a Dallas Cowboys fan in America means that you cannot have any more gay pride than that. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to give the Bengals $30 million to help with the salary cap. I mean, they need it. They have a bunch of good players that they're not going to be able to afford very much longer. So I wouldn't be surprised if JD Vance put his finger on the scale to try to help out his home team.
Well, it happens that JD Vance was being interviewed there with Theo Von as Elon Musk and Donald Trump were having their massive feud on X. Of course, he was asked about it. It was happening as he was on his way to the interview. And this is his explanation at that early stage about why Elon had a meltdown.
Elon's new to politics, right? So his businesses are being attacked nonstop. They're literally like firebombing some of his cars. And by the way, we're looking into a lot of this stuff. I mean, some of that stuff we're looking into is an act of terrorism at the Department of Justice, because I think it is an act of terrorism. So I think part of it is this guy got into politics and has suffered a lot for it. But I mean, and I get the frustration there, and I get the frustration that, I mean, look, Congress, you got the spending bill. But the main purpose of the bill is not actually spending or cutting spending, though it does cut a lot of spending. The main purpose of the bill is to prevent the biggest tax increase. But I understand, like, it's a good bill. It's not a perfect bill. Like the process in D.C., if you're a business leader, you probably get frustrated with that process because it's more, you know, bureaucratic. It's more slow moving. Yeah. So I think there's just some frustrations there. But I really, man, I think it's a huge mistake for him to go after the president like that. And I think that if he and the president are in some blood feud, most importantly, it's going to be bad for the country. But I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be good for Elon either.
Alex, what's been the fallout? Will Elon ever be trusted again after that meltdown?
I do not think that Elon will be trusted again. I mean, you're hearing stories, too, of Elon assaulting cabinet members that had Secret Service, you know, detail with him at the time, and he's not getting in trouble. And, you know, there's been allegations that he was supposedly potentially on some sort of therapeutic ketamine at the time of these tweets. And listen, if you really look at Elon Musk, I like Elon Musk, but and honestly, I'm actually agree with him that there's probably a little too much bloat in this bill. But at the same time, Elon Musk called out Donald Trump, and I think that he needs to publicly apologize and try to hop back on the Trump train, because him beefing with Donald Trump is a proposition that I think will only be a hindrance to his success in the future for Elon to continue to fight with Donald Trump.
Oh, look, I think Elon very quickly realised his considerable mistake there. He's gone back and deleted some of those crazy tweets, and he was tweeting in a far more conciliatory tone. But you know what? If you're going to have a meltdown behind closed doors, do not put it on X. That is not very clever at all. Now, you've been up to mischief again, Alex. I know how much you enjoy Pride Month. You talked about that earlier. Here you are spreading the joy at a city council meeting.
I just want to say that this is my favorite month of the year. So I wrote a little song about this month and why it's so special to me. So if you guys want to sing along, you guys are welcome to sing along. It's okay to be good. It's the month after May. Do it for the human race. This great month of getting in your face. Do it
That's enough. That's enough, Alex. I don't know what to say. Is the tune going to be out on iTunes? What were you thinking there? Some of those lyrics, we can't even play it at this time of night.
No, we can't. But Rita, there was no lies detected whatsoever this whole entire month. Every corporation decides to put their pride flag right in our face. And listen, I'm not anti-gay. I love my gay brothers and sisters, but I'm kind of sick of these companies virtue signaling for 1 month of the year. It's like, give me a break. You know, we should have a support for everybody year round. And, you know, I had to go up there and do a little primetime Alex Stein. And I will say this, though, Rita, you called it. We're having a better version, a much higher quality version of this song coming out this week. It should be out, I think, within 24 hours of this interview tonight.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe you could put it with a bonus track, the one you wrote about AOC. What was that one called? Big Booty Latinas, I think. Again, another banger from you. Now, before you go, those crazy LA riots have spread to Texas, the great state of Texas. Well, they're not riots there yet. They're just a protest. A few dozen confused souls have showed up in Austin, which is barely Texas anyway these days. But they refuse to explain their position when Owen Schroyer showed up.
I would just think if you're out here for a cause, you'd be able to talk about it, and none of you can.
Why don't you just wait?
None of you can.
Why don't you just wait? All right, that's what we're all here for.
I've been
Just shut the up like everybody else and chill the out. All right?
Okay.
You're agitating everyone.
I'm asking a basic question.
Just shut up.
Do you believe
Leave it
in free
alone.
speech?
Yes, I do. But there's a time and a place. Read the room,
It's called
bro.
the United States of America anytime I want.
Read the room, Alex. What do you think about these protests, and are they going to take hold in Texas?
Well, I think Texas is not going to be as bad as LA, and great job of Owen Schroyer going into the Lion's Den and talking to the protesters. But this is the problem, though, real quick, Rita, is that these protesters, the American ones, now we have our own military potentially fighting against American citizens. That's bad. And the other thing is the illegal immigrants. They don't even want to be legal immigrants because they want to be able to make money, send it back home, and not pay taxes. So these people that are fighting against Americans don't even want to actually be American. That's the big problem.
Well, they're flying the flag of another country, so that's a pretty good sign of where they want to be. Alex Stein, thank you for your time.